So for those of you who I've never met, became the president at the end of 2018. We had 2020 this is my second term, and I started Pro Players NA when, if some of you may have been at Santa Monica in 2018. Somebody sitting next to me said, I want to nominate you to be president. Well, 12 years I had not missed a meeting nor been late. I'm gonna let that sink in. So he said, I want to nominate you. I said, okay, nominate me. But here's what we're gonna do. This will be the most prolific community service organization, and if you're willing to chip in to help me reach at-risk youth or people in the inner cities, and right now with the pandemic, things are just multiplied. In a week and a half, we will be going with the Hearts of Compassion and distribute 400,000 pounds of food in 2 hours. So I have all you guys' emails address. I will send it to you. We want to do it this week, but that's too close. It'll be on a Wednesday, okay? And all the directions and everything will be on there. So I want you guys to get involved. Also, February 15th of 2019, just before the pandemic shut everything down, how many of y'all was at the football camp that we did? Oh, wow. Okay, there's one. No. Listen, because,
I didn't know about it.
okay, well, I got your email address. Make sure your information is on there. We're going to do one. I want to do one approximately 1 year later, on February 15th of this year. And I'm going to need you guys to participate. We had over 45 kids there. Because if you go to parks and you work out, and I still try to work out and try to keep my health up because I'm busy with all kinds of stuff, and I refuse to bow to the pandemic, to COVID, to pneumonia, to bone and joint degeneration. I'm working weights and doing what I need to do to stay active. But when you go to these parks, you see people with kids running them through cones. How many of y'all ever did that before? You went to a park and you see somebody, and I walk up after I get my exercise, I said, wow, that's great, man. You working with the kids, huh? Yeah. I said, did you ever play football? No. I said, well, how is it you training this kid? His mother's paying me $150 an hour to run him through some cones. Some football drills that he saw on YouTube. So I said, let's do a football camp. We did it. We had 45 to 50 kids. It was great. I told the parents, this is not a babysitting. You're not going to drop your kid off and go home and come back 3 hours later after we take them through the camp and feed them for free, and then you not be participating. So some of them will be getting reconnected, and then the pandemic started on the 22nd of March and shut everything down. So we get back in there. Those are the two things I want to do coming up. So we want to feed somebody around Christmas, okay? I would like to do a toy drive. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff I'd like to do, but I need cooperation with some of you guys. And we need some committees to help with some of the work. Say help with some of the work. Did nobody say it with me? Oh, Lord. Help, Lord. You help me. We do have, come introduce yourself. Come on, young man. Now, he's part of the 35 and younger new membership committee. Introduce yourself. Yeah, y'all give me a hand.
Hello everyone. My name is Alvin Ciano. Played 14-15 with the Chargers. And I will be, as mentioned, the 35 and younger.
Let's say 40 and younger.
40 and younger, okay, 40 and
How
younger.
many y'all in here is younger than 40?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so we just need to say 40 and under.
40 and younger. 40 and younger under membership engagement.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for you, Alvin. Thank you so much. Y'all give me another hand. Yes, sir.
Just hired today. No.
Listen, you volunteer to earn your stripes, and then guess what? God will bless you in the backside. So that's what we want to do. Today, I have, is Mr. Red Tanae? Tanae? Oh, there she is. Listen, come on up. Do you have a presentation? Did you bring your computer? Yeah, tell him I said drop that scotch and come on here. Now, we want to get this out of the way before they start serving dinner, okay? Because we have, the menu is in front of you. You look at the menu, you can choose an entree out of there. All the drink menu is in front of you. You can drink all you want, okay, as long as it's on the menu. If you order anything outside the menu, you have to pay for it out your pocket. But everything else is taken care of. They're coming out with the salads now. They're doing a good job, okay? Pro Players North America is what was given to me in deep prayer about doing something for the inner cities. I already have another nonprofit that operates primarily, we taught Bible studies in high school, so when you start talking about ministering to people from a religious standpoint, a lot of people ain't gonna get that. They should, but you see what's going on with all these rainbows and stuff and all that, and I ain't against nobody, okay? I'm for everybody. But there's a groundswell of mass media. When you start talking about the Bible, people don't want to listen. And that's okay. You believe what you want to believe. But through Pro Players North America, and if you look at the website, let me y'all pull that website up right now. I want you to look at it. I want you to bookmark it. It says that we are a conglomeration of professional athletes, baseball, basketball, football, soccer. If you look at that whole insignia there, our motto and our logo, it's incorporated, and then it says corporations and entertainment individuals. Why? We have 12 professional football teams here, don't we? Not professional football, but professional teams, don't we? So we want to incorporate the current players as well. They coming, they're going to have to understand, but we need to start doing something that will attract them. We're also going to have a fundraiser for pro players that will be the week before the Super Bowl, okay? And we will need you to appear at that and help us out with that. It's a fundraiser for us to be able to do some stuff in the schools, because you have to have money to do it and you have to fundraise. But as we talk about fundraising, I have Tanae. There she is. Okay, good. Yeah. This is Miss Tanae Cologne as you eat your salads, okay? United Fundraising League, okay? Adult Social Gaming. How many of y'all know games and gaming makes more money than baseball, basketball, football, Major League Soccer, golf, tennis, and wrestling put together? How many? Did y'all know that? They make a lot of money. Today, 275 million Americans were playing games for an hour or more. 3.8 billion people around the world play games every day. Say every day. Every time they log on, they're making money. So I won't say anything else. I'm going to give it to she is my mentor in this. She's showing me. But Pro Players has already signed up. She's going to tell you about the benefits. If you have a nonprofit, we have one. He's waiting for his paperwork to come back. Okay. You wanted to file one? No? Yes? Okay.
When we're done, you will. That's good. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for always entertaining the world. We appreciate each and every one of you. My name is Tanae Cologne. I am the Senior Vice President for the United Fundraising League, which is powered by the EACL, which is Esports Amateurs Competitor League. Right now, we have a special guest, Mr. Michael Reddick, in the house, and I'll let him tell you a little bit about the EACL, and then I'll follow up with the UFL and the benefits that you each will be able to join us and help with the communities around the world. So, Mr. Reddick.
Thank you. Hello. Now, hello, can you hear me? I suck with these mics. I talk loud enough that I usually don't use that. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? I'm not here with the mics, man. I am.
Okay, just give it to me so don't. Okay, I'll get it.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. What we're talking about is this project started off as a college project with my daughter. She was in the 8th grade, and she went from the 8th grade to college. She's a applied mathematics major with a concentration in quantitative finance. She was tasked with how do we be able to put money back into low-income community nonprofits. So we created an algorithm that allows us to manage 12 million 16 bracket events at any one time. So we can basically manage 250 million people information through our system. Now, it's one thing to create an algorithm or create a code, but how do you market it, right? That's where you come in. The way that we constructed this is that it will allow us to help 60,000 nonprofits. Now, out of that, 50,000 nonprofits, we can help each one of them generate up to $38,000 a year with no out-of-pocket cost to the nonprofit. All right? We formed a league called Adult Social Gaming. It's an adult social gaming league, meaning people play video games to give back. So every year we charge $240 a year or $20 a month. I always just talk about the $20 a month because more people can pay that. So of that, we give 50% to a designated nonprofit. So we are out right now in the last 75 days, 1,200 individuals have signed up as social entrepreneurs to help us go out and identify with nonprofits in low-income communities. So here's the best part about it. For every 5 nonprofits we help generate $38,000 a year, we can fund one nonprofit in a low-income community $69,000. And that means that low-income community nonprofit doesn't have to sell anything. We actually pay out 75% of every $20 we bring in to fund the low-income community. This was the social enterprise. She was tasked with how do we come up with a system to funnel money back into the low-income community. So we do an override system. We pay $240 or $20 a month. So when the nonprofit sells a gift card in the neighborhood that can sell them, right, a middle class, upper middle class. So for instance, high school, booster clubs, after school programs, anyone that you know that does any type of fundraising, they can do it now. They can raise anywhere from $38,000 to $2.3 million with no out-of-pocket costs. Another good thing about us is that you're not geographically restricted. You might be in California, but you have a family member out in Montana or in Philadelphia somewhere. They can actually now contribute by participating. They can actually pay for your nonprofit where you're at. All right? The biggest thing about it, what we're doing here now is we actually put people in business. I raised roughly $2.3 million selling these as licenses. I'm now giving them away. In return, I ask that you go out and help us identify with nonprofits in low-income communities. Your high schools, your Pop Warner coaches, right? See, because we believe that coaches next to preachers, it's coaches, right? When you go and you have a bad time in class, you're having a problem with your girlfriend. Sometimes guys have a bad time as adults, and the one person they go back and talk to is their coach. Well, we don't pay attention to our coaches enough. We all thank our coaches more than we thank our preachers, right? Because our coaches is there for us. We're bringing attention to that. There are 60 million youth athletes in America. Can you imagine a high school booster club raising money for themselves while funding their farm system, which will allow all kids not to have to pay a registration fee? See, that's our goal. I was one of those kids whose mom couldn't afford the registration fee. But that 432 that I ran got all coaches to pay for everything I needed from that point on, right? Of course, I didn't run that fast early, but it's prevalent that I was faster than everyone else, right? So that's the reason why I got to get somebody paid for my police. That's the reason why someone to pay for my registration every year, right? So why would I not pay homage to that? And that's what we ask here. That's why we're here today is my senior VP, Ms. Cologne, she will talk to you a little bit about how to get involved. What we do for you guys is something a little different. We set you up for going back and actually using your status and talking to your high schools. We actually put you in business with us. So you actually get a $2 override on every seat that you give out. We give you 19,000 seats to give out. Nobody has to pay anything. All you're doing is giving it away. As those seats get filled, you get a $2 override. 19,000 seats at $2 is $38,000 a month, just under $500,000 a year. That's what we're asking. Help us out so that we can identify, because these nonprofits, they don't advertise. If you don't know, if you're like the lady that drives you to the Social Security office and she takes her time out, right? And she's there while you fill out all the paperwork and she knows where to go. She's a community-based organization. Nobody knows. We know her, and we want to identify her. We want to help her, right? Because she's helping to contribute to the health of our community, right? And they're struggling. I don't care if they have to pay a car payment, if they have to pay their rent, because they're doing it now without any help, right? So I would love for them to be able to do it full-time. Who cares what they use the money for? Because they've been showing that they're servants this whole time for free, right? But I need your help on identifying them, like the coaches that back at your high schools. Your status will help this get this infrastructure out. And the more people that have it, the more people that we can help. So our infrastructure is set up where if we can attract 19.2 million people paying $20 a month. With that, we would help 50,000 nonprofits generate up to $38,000 a year. And 10,000 nonprofits in low-income communities will help each of them generate up to $69,000 a year. And we're asking that you help them. I only have 1,000 positions of those that can help me do this. So that's what we're asking. And again, At no time will I ask you for any investment whatsoever. You will generate an income before anything you would ever have to pay me anything. So to prove what I'm saying, I don't need your money, I just need your participation. All right? Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I've had nonprofits for years, and I never heard of anything like that. $38,400 for just participating. No upfront money. Okay, and it's real. The numbers on gaming is real. How many people actually have a nonprofit here? Okay, we have one. Anybody else? I saw somebody else. 2, 3. We want to make sure that before you leave today, okay, we get you enrolled. It's about a 10-minute process, even if we have to do it afterwards, okay? We want you to enroll. It doesn't cost anything but 10 minutes. And Ms. Cologne is a nonprofit organizer. If you had a vision or a dream and you want to do something with it, you want to start a nonprofit, we'll show you how to get that done, but we need to get you enrolled today. All the Little League coaches and all the, you raising your hand? Okay, good, jump in there, girl. We ain't gonna discriminate, because we need all the help we can. Listen, after the pandemic, high school, junior high school, and grade school sports suffered tremendously. It suffered greatly. And we know firsthand what having the opportunity to get involved in athletics did for us, right? Where would you be today if you never had a chance to do athletics? You know, there's a lot of graves to be filled up. Can I just tell it like it is? Because people will lose hope. 6 feet under. And, oh, yeah, we forgot about the orange jumpsuits. Before you go to the other place. So we want you to get involved. We want you to sign up today before you leave, and we'll work on the details. You'll need a social media person. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes a day to fulfill your social media. Instead of spending these commercials here, when you watch these games, baseball, basketball, these people are spending millions of dollars for 30-second spots. The way we're able to funnel that money back to you is we're going to use social media to do it. It's the most powerful vehicle in the whole world, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to give it to Ms. Tanae Cologne, the most prolific nonprofit organizer and social media advisor. She helped get me set up, because I ain't going to lie to you, I had all that stuff. I hadn't posted nothing, done nothing in about 10 years, okay? But she put it all together in one place for me, and it'll be great for me and for you.
He just liked me to talk. So I'm just going to just tell you guys just my own experience with what we're doing. I'm a nonprofit organization. I'm Great Divine Order, and what I do is I help nonprofits that are new. I help them set up. Number 2 is if you're already set up and I call you broken because maybe you can't get funding, this is a great funding opportunity. A lot of nonprofits that try to raise money and they go for grants, they have all of these stipulations for grants, that you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that. The good thing about fundraising is this is what it is fundraising. You have up to $38,000 that you can expand any of your programs, and you don't have to say, well, I got to use this for this program or that program or administration. So this is about a 5-minute sign up. We give you a back office so that you can keep tracking of your fundraiser. The most important thing is that we're connecting back to communities. One of the things that I remember, I have, my daughter is 17. She's the last of the Mohegans, and she's playing basketball right now. And she says, Mom, I never had a basketball court. And I'm thinking, I took you to all the basketball games. What are you talking about? He said, well, yeah, I didn't have the tools necessary to be the best. I said, but you are the best. She said, yeah, but it was all my coaches that showed me. I didn't have those things at home. And I didn't have, we lived in the country all the time, so she didn't have those things available. And so it made me think about all the children in the neighborhood that don't have those items. And we don't know because we don't talk to them. So she's 17 and she just told me that when I started this, and she started hearing about nonprofit organizations. And she said, I want to start a nonprofit organization so I can give back and give away basketball courts and basketballs to kids that don't have it. And I'm thinking, you did have a basketball. So I'm, so I'm trying to think what happened. But after school, what happens after school, what happens when we get home? And basketball's about $25 or $30 for the cheap ones, not the good ones that y'all use, not professional ones, but we're at Walmart getting them. But there's some people who can't even afford those $25 basketballs. So that's the little people that we're talking about in the neighborhood. And each one of you has somebody in your neighborhood or in your church or somewhere that you could help and spread the word. Whatever you're doing in life right now is important, and people may not hear you, and we use social media to have a voice, to tell your story, to tell what you're doing to give back to the community. And if you need help doing that, I'd love to help each one of you. So that's really what I have to say. If I haven't given you a card, I'll give you a card. If you're ready to sign up right now, I'm here, and I'll be available to each of you. Thank you.
I think there's one other caveat on that, and I started sharing this. Michael connected with a retired football player from Dallas who has a contract with the NFL to be a vendor at any stadium site. Now, y'all know the hottest stadium site in the world is what? Right across the street. Now, watch how this works. You hire kids 16 to 24, okay, to volunteer. The state workforce will pay them, okay, for that 20 hours. After that 20 hours, you can hire them full-time. What will you be doing? You have a vendor's booth. Hamburgers, hot dogs, popcorn, whatever you want to vend, you have a vendor's booth, and you deliver food to the seats.
How do you override SoFi?
Huh?
How do you override SoFi's?
We're authorized by the NFL.
If you're authorized, how do you override their vendors?
You're not overriding them, you're joining them. They have 5 contracts with 5 vendors that have to let us participate because we're nonprofit organizations.
But they don't pay for it.
Uh-huh.
But they don't pay for it.
Okay, I will. I'm telling you, Mr. Reddick created a contractual agreement with them, okay, so that you can become vendors and serve food. And guess what? As you serve the food, you can ask for a donation for your nonprofit. So if you're on social media and you're doing what you need to do through the EACL, that you have a social media train that the people can see. So you delivering hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever they want. They got all kind of food vendors there. There's 5 food vendors that are licensed for SoFi Stadium, okay? All of them have to let us participate. You start off by getting your volunteers to volunteer with the stadium vendors. Why is that important? Because right now, how many of y'all know food service places are suffering for employees right now? So our vendors will go and learn under that auspice, and then once they get their 20 hours, they get paid by the state. You can hire them, excuse me, 75% of the salary that you pay them, you're able to get another check from the state for that. So you'll be able to hire a full-time employee for 25% of the minimum wage, or whatever you want to pay them. Do you understand what I'm saying? All for your nonprofit. So that's a boondoggle. When you think about it, you get to go into all the luxury suites and deliver food. They order chicken. You send somebody, one of your volunteers, into a luxury suite. They want 50 pieces of chicken. The person who owns that suite, you can solicit them and pass out my cards. I say my cards because I'm getting in, okay, and ask them for a donation. They can go right online and hit the donate button. All tax-free, and they get a write-off for it. And when they do that, what else do you get? What happens when somebody goes to your website and checks in? You get their information, their email information, their donation information, their address to mail them, to follow up, to say thank you. Do y'all know how big that is? It's Ugangless. He said it's used. I use the word Ugangless. So we wanted to do that. Now let's get straight to some PA business right now. You can cut that off. Yeah. I don't want no problems with them.